Hey guys, so today is Sunday, it's the 17th, and this is the beginning of my new crafty week. Actually, it started yesterday on Saturday, but I didn't film yesterday because I didn't have the strength or the time. By the way, I'm sorry if you hear some noise in the background, but this is my fan. We have this really bad heat heat stroke I don't know how to call it in Israel, so it's really hot. We have air conditioners in our bedrooms, but we don't have one in my living room, so that's something that we need to think about buying next, I think, because days like these that are really hot, and for those of you who don't know, Israel is really hot, especially during summertime when there are really bad heat strokes. Some people actually like being in the sun, but I hate it. I hate when I'm hot. I'm getting really frustrated and angry, and especially now that I am already 9 months, it's really difficult to be hot. So I'm sorry if you hear like this sound in the background, but that's my fan and I will not turn it off even for the video. Anyways, this is what I was stitching yesterday. This is my lighthouse, and as you can see, I have already started the tree. I've finished the whole skyline, and I now am stitching the part of the lighthouse again. So it is it's not that difficult to stitch. I mean, not like this area where the grass is and stuff, but it still is really small. So if you see this little fella over there, I'm just going to take maybe something because I don't know where my scissors are. I need to find them, but I'm going to take this little bobby pin. Anyways, this is really small, and you really need to work on seeing that, plus these little areas. So you need a very good lighting in your stitching room so you won't miss them. I usually stitch it in the afternoon because I don't know, it just works like that. I stitch my new project in the morning because the fabric is really small count, so it's easier that way. But I don't know, it's fine as long as you have a good lighting in your, again, stitching area. This is not going to be a problem, but take under consideration that this gobelin net is really small count. It is 25 count, and the count that I'm stitching my new project on is 32 count, so it's pretty difficult to stitch if you don't have good lighting. But anyways, hopefully this area will be stitched much easier than, well, not much, but at least a little easier than these grass and flower points little pixels that I had to fill in. But I do have some good news about this project. I am going to show you on Saga. Where is? There it is. Can you see this? 50% are already finished. I have half of my project stitched. This is amazing feeling. It's such a good feeling. I mean, this is what I was aiming for, and now I'm aiming for the 60. So once I get the 60, I will have only 40% more to go. That's great. Anyways, that's what I haven't finished last night, just a little area, and then I can move on to the next. So yeah, just a little bit to go. I don't know, maybe I'll stitch some more of it after I finish filming. Now, I started stitching on the 16th, which was yesterday. 705 crosses have been stitched, and after 12 o'clock I actually didn't stop. I don't know why I didn't think about that, but on the 17th, which is already today, I've stitched another 121 crosses. So I'll count it as one sitting because it was happening during one sitting of stitching, so it's like 800 to 826 crosses. Yeah, half crosses, petites. So I do have a pretty good stitching experience. I did not reach my norm for yesterday, but I did reach my like what I wanted to happen with this project, and I really wanted it to cross the 50%, and I did it. So now I need to move on. Yeah, I am going to stitch this project quite a bit now. I do have a problem with two of my projects. My Scorpio, which I really want to stitch, but I will not be able to for the next while, I guess, because I cannot sit. I am again in my ninth month. I am 32. What's going on? I cannot speak. I'm 37 and a half weeks, and it's really difficult to sit in certain positions for me. So I don't know if I'll be able to stitch my Scorpio for now and my pillow from Pana, because it's also a big frame. It is a Q-snap frame. It's lighter, but it's still too big. So I don't want to reframe these. I don't want to use another, hoop or smaller Q-snap, because I do love those projects on those frames. They're fitting there like perfectly, but I guess I'll need to stick with the projects that are more comfortable to hold in my hand, like my Ruby Thais, like this one, the Lighthouse, which is also on smaller Q-snaps, like my new project from Elisa, and not Elisa the company, Elisa the designer, and my Rioli's wool project, which is also on small hoop. That is something that I need to finish hopefully during this week. So yeah, anyways, let's move on to the next project that I was stitching yesterday and will be stitching today as well, and it's this little beauty. This is my bellflowers, and can you see how much I've already stitched? I mean, it's moving really fast. I actually wanted to stitch other colors yesterday, so I moved to the light blues, and I think that it looks so good. I am really in love with this count. I mean, the fabric is really good. I wasn't expecting to like it because I have seen even weaves before, and to be honest, some of them are really bad looking. I mean, they have like thicker strands and then like thinner strands, and it looks like really uneven. I do understand that eventually when you stitch on it, it is looking like normal stitch, but I don't like the way the fabric looks, and that's something that is making me a little bit nervous about stitching on those fabrics. I don't like doing something that doesn't look aesthetically fine to me. So this one is a perfect choice. I am so happy that I actually chose to try this one. I didn't even know what I was picking, but it seemed by the photos that I found that the little holes are more or less more obvious and looking good. So plus, I really like the way the threads are looking on this. I don't see the canvas behind them. They're sitting really tight, one to the other, and they are not pushing each other. So it's really a good look for this project, and I am happy that this is something that I chose. Plus, if you look from the far, you can't really see too much holes in the fabric, and that's great because for these kinds of projects that have a lot of free, like empty unstitched areas, it's perfect because you don't see like a lot of holes in the fabric. That's great. I think that this one is going to go very well. Plus, my husband actually brought me the thread that I was missing yesterday. So this is the color. number 22. He bought it for me when he went out for work, and I am now with a full palette of colors for this project. So it's basically only greens, some blues, and purples for the flowers, and there's a black which is going to be a backstitch, but some of it I am going to use with a different thread like I showed you before, and that's something that I am interested on how it's going to look, because there's a lot of backstitch in this project. Now if we look on Saga on how much I've stitched, 21.5% have been stitched from this project. Can you imagine? I mean, that's a lot. That's quite a bit for something that I've just started last week. And I think that I need to get ready for the next one, because I think that I want to stitch, if not all of them, but most of them. I love these designs. They look so good. Plus I want to have a whole series of something on my wall, and I am planning on framing some of my projects after the baby comes. Hopefully I'll be able to do that. So this is what I've stitched yesterday on the 16th. 376 crosses have been stitched, which is quite a bit. It's a lot. I do have 1,545 crosses stitched from this project altogether, and it has how much? It has 5,497 crosses in this project, so I think I'm moving pretty good. It also has 90. What's going on with my speech? I mean, I cannot concentrate. It has 39 French knots, which I have no idea how to do. I'll have to try it on a different fabric, I guess. And backstitch, a lot of backstitch. So that's something that I am waiting for, I guess you can say. And that's about it for these two. This is what I was stitching yesterday. Again, I think that by the way it looks right now, I will be only stitching the project that I can hold in my hands. So my Scorpio is going to rest for now, like I was planning from the beginning, and also my Pana pillow is going to get some rest because it's so uncomfortable to sit and stitch them. So unfortunately they'll have to move to, you know, a different timeline. Anyways, I do have some stuff to stitch still, so I don't know how much time I have before I give birth, because it's getting really close, I feel. So hopefully everything will go well. Anyways, I'll go stitch because I have a lot of free time today, and I'll see you in my next clip. Hi everybody, so today is Friday, the 22nd, and I know that this week was not very informative, I guess you can call it that, because I haven't filmed at all this week. I just started this filming, on Sunday, I think it was, and then I just didn't film at all during the week. I just decided to update you on what's happening during this week. I've been only stitching 2 projects, and this one I took in today because I decided that maybe I need to finish it, because basically there's nothing left, almost nothing, and it's too bad that it's just sitting there. I just need to fill in this background, and that's all, and just a little bit. I mean, it's not even a full background thingy going on here. It's just this little piece, and there are flowers around here, so there's basically not a lot to do here, but I really want to finish it, put it along with the other pieces from this series, and I will have one left to stitch, but that's something that I'm going to keep for a little bit later. And after I have all of them finished, I will frame them all together, because it's a series of 4 seasons. So this is something that I just picked up today, but again, during this week I've been stitching only 2 projects, which I'm going to show you in a few seconds. And one of my projects I have decided to change the organization of, because I really want to stitch it, but unfortunately I cannot sit as easily as I used to and use my frames. So I really needed to put it on Q-snaps or put it on a hoop, because well, what can I say? I'm 9 months now. I'm 38 plus weeks. So you can imagine, those of you who have been pregnant or gave birth, it's a stage where you cannot sit very well. So it will be easier for me to just, get some position that is more laid back and more easy. So that's something that I'm wanting for that project, and I really want to keep stitching it. So maybe that will be easier. If not, I will just put it back on my frame and keep stitching it like that. So basically this is number one. This is something that I've just picked up today. Again, I have filled in a little bit, like this whole thing I have stitched today, and hopefully maybe today or tomorrow I will finish it, because in a couple of hours my husband is actually working right now, so he's in a nearby city at his client's house. He's a masseuse, so he has groups of clients that he visits every couple of days. But when he comes home, he's going to take me to my mom's house, because he's working nights as well, and I don't want to stay. He won't leave me home by myself now, because 38 plus weeks means that it's coming and I am not really safe staying home alone. Plus I'm a little scared, and plus my family doesn't want me to. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Anyways, he's going to take me to my mom's house for today and tomorrow, and on Sunday he'll pick me up, and I will maybe my mom will come with me to our place and stay with me here for a couple of days, because he's going to be working nights for the next week. So I don't want to stay alone at home at night. That's not really safe in this stage of my pregnancy. So yeah. Anyways, project number one, back to stitching, is this. Now, next project that I was stitching this week was well, let's just show it. Okay, so it's my lighthouse from Chimera. As you can see, I have already finished this piece. This is all done. It wasn't easy at all. A lot of singles in there. Well, not a lot, but quite a few. Not as much as the grass downstairs, but still. If you can tell, there's even one that you can definitely see, and my cat's hair is over here. But this one, I mean, can you see this color anywhere else? It is over here, but nowhere around here. So I don't know, sometimes I find singles that are really weird looking, but I still stitch them. I just like, sticking to the original chart, but sometimes I do change it. Never mind. Anyways, you can already see the roof of this house. This is the house that's under the lighthouse, and well, this was actually an easier stitch. I mean, these bricks are kind of logical color spots, so it looks like it's kind of complicated, but it's really not. I'm sure that there will be a lot of singles still, because this tree is going to go over here a little bit, and there will be a lot of trees in this side, but I am practically almost halfway through this piece, and then I'll have just the finish of this row, and that's great, because I am already over 50% for this project. Can you believe that? I'm going to show you my saga now. Okay, so this is it. 51.70 something percent as are already stitched. If I open this, you can tell. Open pattern. Come on. Come on, come on. Okay, so you can tell where I am right now. I'm stitching around this area. This is it. This is the tree that I finished, and this is the roof of the house. There will be a little window there, and I will still have these ones to do, which I hope that will be a little bit easier to stitch than the grass over here, but I'm sure that that will be not that easy. Then I will have to finish this lighthouse, which will be beautiful as well, and then I'll move on to the sky. Mostly the top of this project is really easy to stitch, I think, because it's mostly sky and a lot of same color. Okay, so I have last stitched it on the 19th because of my next project, but still I didn't reach my um, norm for this project during my stitching days, but still it moved pretty well. I was just a little distracted by my new project, so I'm thinking that I'm still going to stitch it today. I'm going to take this one and I'm going to take my um, designer chart along with me to my mom's house. So these are two projects that I'm going to stitch during this weekend. And yeah, we'll see how it will go. Basically, last time I stitched it on the 19th, I stitched 972 half crosses petites, so that's quite a bit, and I think that I need to get back to this. But 51.74% is already done. That means that I'm on my finish line, I guess you can call it. I am on my second half of this project, and I cannot wait to see it all finished and done and beautiful. Now, my new project is something that is amazing to me. Look at this beauty. I am in love with this. I have never wanted to stitch designer charts, and there are a lot of designers that do them. But once I saw the Botanic Gardens floral designs from Elisa, I have fallen in love with them. And this is such an easy and fun stitch. You will not even believe it. I am totally in love with this. I have even 3 more new charts from this designer. I have like a whole collection now, and now I'm sure that once I finish this one, I will definitely go on to the next because I am in love with this. I love the fabric. I am not making as much mistakes. I mean, you can say that I'm not making mistakes at all anymore because I'm kind of used to it right by now. But can you see the colors? Beautiful colors. This is 32 count Marana from Zweigart, and this is an amazing fabric. I really like it. I wasn't sure that I'm going to like it because I've never stitched on such a small count even weave, but I have fallen in love with this. It looks amazing. If you look from the far, it looks like you're just stitching it on fabric. You cannot see as much holes in the fabric, which is an amazing idea because it's not entirely a full coverage, but it has like a crazy amount of backstitch that is waiting for me, and that's something that makes me a little bit nervous, but I am sure that once I do the backstitch, it will look even better. Look at these colors. I mean, I think that the greens are basically like amazing. They're so I want to say sweet, but the colors are so fun to stitch with. I've never stitched with colors like these. All of my designs are a little different, So these are, the greens are beautiful and the purples are amazing, and I'm just in love with this. I cannot say enough about how much I enjoy this. It's a very easy stitch, and basically the problem that I had with the store with when they shipped one of each color to me, when I asked a couple of each, uh, that was written in the key for this project, but I think that the key was meant for 14 count and this is 32 count, so I have more than enough thread left, and I think that I will have it left, like even for other projects, and I'm sure that next one will have quite a few of the same colors of green at least, because I have a lot of thread left, and I have like colors that I've already finished for this project, so I think that the amount of thread that I have is more than enough for me. Let's see on Saga how much I've stitched. Okay, so this is it. 42.60%. I've already stitched almost 50%. Can you believe it, how fast it's going? 42 is really close to 50%. Okay, if we open this, I'm sorry for the appearance of my phone in the frame. Look at this. I've already filmed kind of a review about this on my Russian channel, so it's already with my backstitch, but can you see how the backstitch really pulls out the image? It looks beautiful. I think it's really, there's a lot of backstitch to do basically, plus it's this project has French knots, which I've never done before, and that will be my first experience with in this project, so I will have to watch some tutorials to understand how to do that, because I've never even tried that, so that will be interesting. I think that, yeah, that this will be a beautiful project. Now if you look at my calendar, you can see that I've stitched this practically every day. I mean, today I haven't still, because today's the 22nd, as you can see, 11th day of stitching, but I have crossed yesterday the 12 o'clock limit, so it shows that I've stitched today 62 crosses, but I haven't yet. I'm planning on, but it's the same day from the 21st, so I have stitched it since the 12th till the 22nd every single day. I mean, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Can you see that? Every day. I enjoy this project so much that I don't even want to drop it. So yeah, I think that this one will be finished as soon as possible, and I will definitely move on to the next as soon as I finish it. So that's something that I am waiting for, because I really want to keep stitching these designs. They are so beautiful, and I think that it will be a great collection to even frame together. So yeah, basically that's about it about these projects that I've been stitching. And now I'm going to show you a reorganization of my Chimera, which will let me just move on to that. Alright, so this is, as you can probably tell, this is my Scorpio. Now I have taken it off my Millennium frame. Can you see that? It's taken off. And now I am planning on trying to stitch it on Q-snaps. The reason for that is because I really wanted to stitch it during this week, but I am having really bad problems sitting in certain positions, and it's really uncomfortable, like I said in the beginning of this video. So I want to make it more comfortable for me to stitch, because I really don't want to stop stitching it. I really was planning on, keeping on this project, so I'm going to try and do this way, We'll see how it goes. I'm not sure, but I really loved it on the, the frame. It looked really fun to stitch because I could have seen the whole design, but we'll see how it goes. Basically, I can always put it back on the frame, but for now I think that will be the easiest way to keep this project going. For now I am putting my Ruby Thais aside because this is the frame that I used for that project. Ruby Thais is beautiful, I love her, but she's not one of my favorite projects, and I really want to stick to my projects that I enjoy. Don't want to make myself stitch something that I don't. So for now, Thais is moving to my, on hold project, I guess you can call it that. And I am going to try to stitch this on Q-snubs. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Maybe it even will go faster than it used to because it's easier to hold a smaller frame in your hand and just stitch than to sit for hours on a chair or some way and just stitch it on a big frame. So we'll see how I'll enjoy it or not. Maybe I will change it in some point, maybe not. For now, this is how I can and how I want to try it. So yeah, basically that's about it for this week. Just wanted to warn you because again of my term, I guess you can say it's the middle of my 9th month, so it's every day is a count back. So I'm not sure when I'm going to give birth. It can happen tomorrow, it can happen in a week or a week and a half. So if I am suddenly not filming, you should not be afraid. For those of you who actually enjoy my channel, I am fine, hopefully, and hopefully we already have our little baby, and hopefully he'll be healthy and beautiful and everything will go well. But I will not be able to film, I guess, or stitch for the next while, I guess. So if I will not upload videos next week, that means that maybe we have our new member for the family. Yep, so I'll tell you goodbye for now. Hopefully we will see each other next week. I don't know, we'll see how it goes if the little guy decides to show up. And yeah, so subscribe, give me thumbs up, write comments, ask questions, whatever you want. I will love to hear from you. Thank you for those of you who have put a donation in my channel development. And yeah, keep it going. Anyways, the one question that I do want to ask you is, what would you have wanted to see on my channel? Would you like to see certain designers? Would you like to see certain projects? Of course, again, I did open the donation because I wanted it to go for my channel's growth. So that will be very interesting to know what you would like to see. So once I do use my donation, like donations, I will put it into something that you would like to see. So I would love to hear what you would prefer to to see on my channel. If it's certain kits, if it's something interesting, anything you would like to be interesting to you, I would love to put that money into. So yeah, hopefully you'll be able to give me that info. I will see you in my next video. Hopefully it will be next week. If not, again, congratulations to us. And yeah, I love you all, and goodbye.